Some big news today before we get into our Champions League quarter-final. I finally beat PSG in a league match. Hello and welcome back to Unemployed to Legend Club 3 episode 20 with RC Lons. My name is Craig and Club. On today's episode we have the two legs of our Champions League quarter-final against Manchester United. What a draw. Just what a draw. PSG last year in the quarterfinals, now Manchester United. A very OP team from a very OP league. Speaking of PSG, by the way, mentioned in the intro, of course, we finally beat them in a league match. Now, I did do this off camera, I apologise, didn't show it to you because I had it in my head to just do the two legs of our Champions League, but the fact that we pulled off a 2-1 victory at home blows my mind. It's the first time we've beaten PSG since coming to Lens, and it has done wonders for the league table, to the point we're just 3 points behind with 6 games to go. I didn't anticipate an actual title fight. I actually didn't think it was going to happen, but if we do manage to keep winning, we stay within striking distance at least of PSG. We do have Lorient in the middle of these two games in the Champions League, so we'll see where we stand by the end of the episode. We'll have 5 games left, and then we'll have the final episode of the season, which will be on Monday. But for today, we're just going to focus on the Champions League quarterfinals, and who knows, if we do make it through to the semi-finals, we will be coming back for that, of course, as well. Lots to play for, and PSG have Inter at the same time as us, so no advantage for them in terms of getting a rest before their next league match. So this is how we're going to line up against Manchester United. Dennis Simon in goal, a back four of Fatih Sarri, Lenormand, Stingel and Infantino. Jorgensen based in midfield in a roaming playmaker role. I kind of feel a deep line playmaker is not that useful except for slowing down play against someone like PSG, because that's exactly what we did. Played Bishabu in that role instead of Jorgensen. Just feel Jorgensen's more attack minded. Lopez and Varchetta ahead of him, with Lopez on a more defensive role. Fernandez and Lemar on the wings, left and right respectively, with Danilo the man up front. Against PSG, we actually used a deep line forward. Danilo didn't play that game. It was Miguel Rodriguez who was actually starting, because he's very useful in that role. So he just dropped deep against PSG, while Fernandez and who else is it who plays on the right? It was Adeyemi. Adeyemi's been playing on the right wing, who just slotted inside ahead of Miguel Rodriguez. That's kind of what led to the first goal. The second one was actually Normand scoring from a corner, which doesn't happen as much anymore. We don't actually score from corners very often. So to see that be the match winner against PSG was very, very, very satisfying. Again, apologies, I didn't show that on camera, but I'm also aware that Season 8, which is what we're on at the moment, has been going on for a little while because videos have been a little bit more spread out. So that's the only reason I didn't show the PSG game. So I'm kind of hoping we can at least put up a good showing here against Manchester United. Good grief. Rashford, Fernandez and Sancho are still there. Todibo actually ended up going there. Dean Henderson made it into goal eventually. Interesting. So, oh, still on extended highlights. So interestingly, they actually replaced De Gea in the end with Dean Henderson. That's something he's going to be hoping for in real life. I think he's actually going back to Manchester United after his season on loan, isn't he, at Nottingham Forest? Whether he gets into the first team or not, who knows? Ball played over by Jorgensen. That's what we want a little bit more from him of. Varchetta plays it in. Danilo has scored and possibly offside. I don't see how he was offside there unless it was Varchetta, because Varchetta was further forwards. It's a goal. We got our first goal of the contest, first goal of the tie, and we need to make sure that we actually do win this first game, this home tie, because we've also got to go to Old Trafford for the away leg, and yeah, I don't know how well that's going to go. I think I told you Danilo was actually behind Varchetta. If we're going to have a hope of making it into the semi-finals, we kind of need to win by 2 or 3. That's not being greedy, by the way. That's actually legitimately what we need to do. Fernandez just wins the ball there. There is Varchetta. It's a poor header in the end, but well done to Fernandez for winning that ball. Oh, for goodness sake. Who was that? Was that Stingel? How did you not win that? You're over 6 feet tall, man. Oh, what a ball over to Danilo. And he is through here, and it is another goal. Okay, Danilo's just straying offside probably a bit too often now. Oh, it's been disallowed. I did say we need to win by 2 or 3. We certainly started with good intent. We're not even 6 minutes on the clock here. Yeah, Danilo just offside. That is a shame. We are on key highlights, right? Yeah, we are. I've literally put it back to key highlights. In the middle of all that, Rashford, good grief, how are we just allowing him through like that? Rashford is on a booking already. He was booked inside the first minute. If he could get himself sent off, then that would be very helpful for us. Corner for United. Let's try and defend this. Simon just comes and plucks it out of the air. Quality keeper. He's not on quick distribution. That's fine. Just hold on to it if you can. Lopez, well done. Win that, man. Take care of your passing, boys. It's a bit too short, Jorgensen. I don't know why he's that deep in the first place. He's supposed to be the advanced forward. Oh, good save. And I think... Oh no, he wasn't offside. I thought that was an offside call. It isn't. It's a corner instead. United's still attacking here. They've gotten into the game more over the last 10-15 minutes. We've had the brighter start, of course. But we need to try and keep that up as best as we can. They're still very fresh. When did they last play their last game? I didn't even look at where they are in the league. Dare I say they're probably like in the top 4 anyway. I know we've played the likes of Liverpool, Man City this season. Liverpool are actually having a poor season in the Premier League. Their manager is insecure at the moment, whereas Man City, of course, are one of the top 2 in the Premier League. We did lose to them earlier this season. Liverpool we humbled. Very nice, but Manchester United are obviously going to be a different prospect altogether as they have another corner. They're still trying to come at us. I don't know why Stingel is at this near post when the keeper is this close in the first place. We're just trying to stand tall with all these attacks just coming at us. United are starting to lay siege to us just a little bit, and a lot of our players are starting to tire as we head into half time. Did United just have a weekend off or something? Because this is kind of cripplingly unfair. Controlling possession. Did we really control possession? Don't get complacent out there. Lopez is anxious. Of course he's anxious. Oh, Lopez has been doing very well recently. He's been developing very well and taking control of games. But he still has that little bit of nervousness about him, and you saw that in that team talk. Just looking at the momentum chart here, it's been a bit equal, but United had more highlights obviously in that game, and judging by probably their XG, I haven't even looked at their XG if I'm honest. Oh my goodness, come on guys. You should be trying to win those balls in the air. Oh god, that ball was played well over and they've got their goal. Yikes. Okay. Away goals obviously don't count in the Champions League, but United's drawing level and we've still got to go to their place is not ideal. If this was the away tie, I would say I'll take the 1-1 draw, but we need to actually win at home. Saying that, we scored more goals in the quarterfinal this season than we have in the entire quarterfinal last season. We had no hope against PSG. And we are going to have to make some changes, I think, after... I was going to say after this. Oh, this highlights, and we just about got away with that. Fernandez on the left-hand side. Let's just zoom out a little bit. We can't see anything. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay, now we're struggling. We are really, really struggling now. What changes could we even make? Vega's going to go on for Lopez. He's going to go on a more support function, and I'll tell you what, Bishabu is probably having to go on. Stingel's actually having a bad game, so Bishabu's going to go on. And Rodriguez, I'll tell you what, Danilo apparently is having a good game. I'll tell you what we are going to do. Danilo is going to go over to the left-hand side. Fernandez is going to go off for Rodriguez. He's going to go up front. He's going to be the deep line forwards. And I think we get another 2 substitutes, don't we? So Adeyemi is going to go on the right-hand side. We've played him there a couple of times. And certainly as a striker who plays out wide, it can help. Varchetta didn't win that ball, but Vega did instead. Danilo, down the left-hand side, play it into the middle. There's Rodriguez. It almost paid dividends. Oh, that was so close. The idea, though, is just like what we did against PSG. Rodriguez will drop into that midfield and just help us out, try and crowd out the midfield a little bit more, but still make those forward runs. Sorry. He's down the left-hand side, giving us a bit more width. Plays into the middle. There is Adeyemi. Oh, he's hit the post. I thought it was offside. It actually just went out for a throw-in. Go on, boys. What have we got left in us? We've got another substitute still to make. Who are we going to make it defensively? Oh, well won there. Vega tries to play it to Rodriguez, but he was absolutely nowhere near. Well done by Adeyemi. Varchetta. Play it out wide, but no, Danilo is there. He is too. And, oh, just wide. We are coming very, very close. We've certainly looked a bit more lively since those substitutions. Defensively, we are shattered. Sarri is good. Actually, Sarri has been better. So Infantino is going to go off for Rico Lewis. Miachi's in the squad. When did that happen? I didn't even know I registered him. He's not homegrown yet. I think he's homegrown this summer as in Nation, as is Rene Lopez. So they'll both help us in European squad for next season. And oh, Rashford squeezed it in. I thought Simon had saved it. We're going to have to go attacking because I don't know how likely a victory away from home is. Because, yeah, United are just almost impenetrable when it comes to Old Trafford. Oh, it's a shame. We've looked at the better team in this second half, but unfortunately it's just not to be, and we are now tired. And the clock is ticking. Vega. Rodriguez. Have we got a goal in us? Danilo. Oh, Danilo is still here. What are you trying to chip that for? Why not just play that into the middle? I don't understand what a match engine just shows. Players chipping the ball. And that is a defeat. Okay, not completely unexpected, but it makes the job at Old Trafford way, way harder. We put up a good fight, actually, especially after those substitutions. PSG also lost to Inter Milan as well, so not a good night for French teams. But we've got it all to do against United in the second leg. We'll be back for that after the Lorient game, and we'll see how we still match up in Ligue as well. So in the last match against United, I mused about whether they actually had a weekend off before they faced us in the first leg. Just had a quick check. They actually did. Their previous match before the first leg was a 2-1 defeat against Newcastle on the 23rd of March. A whole 2.5 weeks before they faced us. They had a good 2.5 weeks off. No wonder they were so fresh. I mean, thankfully before this match they played Norwich in the Premier League, a 2-2 draw. And I wonder where that leaves them in the Premier League. I've not even looked at this. They're sitting in third in one hell of a battle for the title. So I'm hoping they're kind of distracted by a title race with 5 games left, just like we are. Because our last match just gone, we beat Lorient 3-0. All 3 goals came very, very late. 86, 88 and 90 minutes. Yikes. Why is my custom view not on? I say mine. The one I downloaded from the Steam Workshop. Lulu Jones, of course. But yes, 86, 88, 94 minutes. A Danilo hat-trick. As long as we got the 3 points. And that keeps us 3 points behind PSG with 5 games to go. They did actually win their game against... Who was it? Where's my recent fixtures? There it is. So PSG, they won 2-1 against Lyon. Not ideal, but at the end of the day, it keeps us away from Lyon and Marseille. Both of them lost their games. So, we go into this match full guns blazing. We're 2-1 down in aggregate. There's not much else we can do except go for it, is there? Simon is in goal, back for Fatisari, Stingel, Danso and Lewis, because Infantino is knackered, as is... Where is he? Bishabu. Where is Bishabu? There he is. Put him over there. Jorgensen is at the base of the midfield in a roaming playmaker role with Vega as the ball-winning midfielder on defensive duty. Varchetta in central midfield, who's going to be a bit more attacking, hopefully. Danilo on the left wing, Fernandez on the right wing, Miguel Rodriguez in that deep line forward role up front, which seemed to help us in the last match. We certainly looked a lot better against United when we actually started playing that. Right, Lons, let's go and see if we can achieve Mission Impossible. Because it's looking like the same Man United team from the game that faced us. I wonder if that's the same team who played against Norwich as well in their previous game. If it is, happy days. But if it isn't, hang on, we're on key highlights. Yes, we're still on key highlights. Thank goodness. I don't have to go and swap that. Let's just have a quick look. Oh no, I was going to say have a quick look at their energy levels, but it's still looking quite full. A few of our players will also be quite good in terms of energy as well, because a few of them rested at the weekend against Lorient, or more to the point they were forced to through injury. Stingel and Infantino, yeah, Infantino did actually pick up an injury as well over a few days, and that's not a great start, is it? It was always going to be difficult against Manchester United, but after 10 minutes we're now 3-1 down on aggregate. I was hoping these changes would make us a bit more competitive going forwards. And then Man U just go and do that. Some of their players are actually looking very tired. Sancho's looking very tired. Their forward line is looking very tired. And yet they still get chances. We have set up to try and attack United, ironically enough. Let's just go attacking. Screw it. Why not? PSG are also getting battered on aggregate as well. They're 3-0 down on aggregate, 1-0 on the night. And it looks like more of their players are tiring very quickly. Sancho is tiring a lot. Now, can we take advantage of that? That's the question. They're still getting a lot of possession. Of course, United are just going to make changes, probably very early on. If we can make ours later, that would be handy. As they're still getting down the right-hand side here, still just dominating possession. They're just happy to take their time. They don't need to do anything else. Oh, well won there by Rodriguez. That's what I mean about him playing much, much deeper. For God's sake, take your time with the touch. Why is the match engine making... I was about to scream at Dennis Simon there. Why does the match engine make your players look stupid against the bigger teams? I get it. It's probably their way of saying your team's not good enough. But at least give us a chance, for God's sake. That was absolutely pathetic. You've been terrible. Yeah, you have been utterly, utterly terrible. Wow. Let's just go back to deep line playmaker role there. Vega can be a ball-winning midfielder. Arteta's not been that good, in all honesty, today. You know what? Where's Lopez? There he is. Lopez is kind of tired himself, actually. Do you know what we're going to do? Danilo is going to be the advanced forward up there. We're going to go back to an old formation here. Inverted wing on attack. Fernandez back to the left wing. Rodriguez still the deep line forward with Danilo the furthest player forward. Vega is going to be a Cavallero. That way he just moves out here. He just gives us a bit more width in midfield. Because we can't do the same thing. It's clearly not working. And I don't really know if anything is actually going to work at this point. But we have to try. Good God, there's nobody over here. I feel like the players are made to look stupid. They are really made to look stupid in this match engine, and it is kind of a shame. Yeah, they're just made to look stupid. Wow. Should we just move to England? At this point, I feel that's the only way we're ever going to win anything at this rate. Minus maybe the league, but even then it relies on the fact PSG need to be dropping a lot of points. Maybe I'll just go back to positive because we're just going to get absolutely hammered here. Oh my God! Just about off the line, but this is desperate. We're just desperate at this point. I don't want to see that again. We know it wasn't over the line. Right, we're caught somewhere between having to defend and having to really just still attack. Helder Silva is going to come on for Danilo. Bishabu is going to come on for Jorgensen. We need a defensive option there. And I think we still get another couple of substitutions. Infantino is going to come on for Rico Lewis at right back. Good God, yeah, we're just not as... It's shameful to admit we're just not as good as Manchester United. It seems our squad is still awful. We're just giving away a penalty, of course. Big game, penalties are always a guarantee. We didn't even do this against PSG. That's the sad part. It's ridiculous. We're going to get blown out in the Champions League for the second season in a row. My God. The only good thing about it is we've actually scored a goal in this season. And maybe next year, if we get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League again, we'll score 2 goals. Don't want to see that again. Good God. This is just sad. Right, final substitution. Thomas Lemar is just going to come on for Fernandes. I think that's really the only major changes we can actually do now. I mean, this is just sad. Oh, we got ourselves a highlight. Stengel. Can't head it on target. We can't head on target. We keep blazing shots over. And we're still not as good as the other big teams across Europe. Or even in France half the time we still get dominated. It is brutal. And it just makes me question what the next big move has to be. Not just with Lens, but also just generally any other big teams who might want to have a look at me. We've got £9 million for that at least. I mean, we can have all the money in the world, but the problem is, I've said it before, when we try to get better players, so we've qualified for the Europa League as well, nice. When we try to get better players, they just don't want to come to us, they're not interested in talking to us, or their heads get turned by Premier League teams. Which makes me wonder, should we head for the Premier League? If not this season, next season? I don't know. I don't know what's actually next. Apart from the fact that we're going to be finishing up this season and hopefully try and take advantage of any slip up from PSG. Remember, we are still 3 points behind them in the league as it currently stands. We've got 5 games left. And I'm thinking we'll come back for a combination of Nantes, Bordeaux or Toulouse, depending on how many points we are behind, or if we manage to catch up with PSG. Maybe there's a Ligue 1 trophy in our immediate future. We'll find that out in Monday's episode when we finish Season 8. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button. You don't want to miss the end of the season where hopefully we win a Ligue 1 title. And if not, we'll be figuring out what our future actually holds, whether it's here or somewhere else, because I feel we've hit that stagnation point with Lens at the moment, unless we can get better players in. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all for your support on the series so far, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.